am Linda Pringle Evans, and I am excited to be here today. As always, we always look to bring nothing but the best interviewees for the show. And our interviewees are experts, not just experts, they are specialists in their industry. But before I introduce our specialist today, I would like to share a little bit about WomeNomics and what has taken place. WomeNomics has launched the WomeNomics movement. Check us out. The website is www.womenomicslive.com. There you will learn how we are helping women entrepreneurs to generate $250,000 annually in their businesses. Why is this so important to me? I want to see women create wealth, not just wealth, but intergenerational wealth. But most importantly, is for her to become positioned to age well and experience financial freedom later in life. That's what the WomeNomics movement is about. Our goal is to help 100,000 women by the year 2033. So we are truly on a mission. Now, when you think about helping women entrepreneurs, you know, you are your brand. And that is a fact. You are your brand. So in saying that, our topic today is why is being branded so important? And my guest, who is Dr. Sade Y. Adu, is one who can really help you to understand why being branded is so important. But before I introduce her, allow me to share how spectacular this young lady is. Dr. Sade Y. Adu is an award-winning digital brand strategist. Now, she just didn't say brand strategist. She said digital brand strategist. And that is more important today than ever because everybody is online. She's a best-selling author and an international speaker with a passion for people and a love to helping others succeed in life. Driven by the desire to support women entrepreneurs and facilitate the creation of generational wealth, that is something she and I have in common, Sade is truly committed to offering a comprehensive range of services, which is oriented toward achieving the 3 I's. Now, I know you're probably asking, what are the 3 I's that she helps you to achieve? Those 3 I's are income, influence, and impact. Whether working with a company or a brand, she will stop at nothing short of ensuring your outcomes, your desired outcomes. Dr. Sade has had the pleasure of being featured on Hello Brand, Black Enterprises, the Network Journal, and the Rachel Ray Show. Interesting. In addition to being a full-time entrepreneur, Dr. Sade received her PhD in curriculum and instruction from the University of Wisconsin. She attributes her success to great mentoring and spiritual favor, paying it forward with the goal of inspiring positive change in the world around her. Oh, Dr. Sade, welcome to WomeNomics. It is my pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you know what? We're going to jump right into it. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So let's begin with, I know some may be asking this question first before we address the questions at hand. What is being branded? What does that mean to you, Dr. Sade?
So being branded means to me that you stand out in the marketplace, that people know you for a specific thing. So it's the difference between drinking coffee at the gas station, a nameless gas station, and someone saying, I want to go to Starbucks. There's a different recognition. There's a different prestige and value to being a brand name in the marketplace. Even if you're a corporate professional, you want to still be a brand. And especially if you are a small business owner, you want to stand out. And even if you are a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, they need to stand out as well as leaders in the marketplace. So being branded really just means you stand out, that people remember you. They think about you when they think about a specific program, product, or service. And if you want to be successful in this marketplace, you want to be branded.
Absolutely. So, viewers, in essence, what she's saying is being branded means simply building your brand name. That's what being branded is all about. So here's my first question. How does one become branded?
So the first thing that you want to do is start with you. Identify what makes you amazing and powerful. Kim Coles, the legendary Kim Coles from Living Single says, be the youiest you. So the first thing that we do is go on exploration on who are we? What are our gifts? What are our talents? What are our life experience, our educational experiences, our expertise? And then you want to identify what unique problems you solve in the marketplace.
Right.
The market is looking for people to solve problems day in and day out. So we want to know, how do you make this world a better place? What problems can you uniquely solve? And then the next piece is turning that problem that you solve into a monetizable problem and making it marketable and turning it into an offer.
Yes.
So helping women. Okay, you might have a passion. You love talking. You love helping women. Maybe you're going to package that into becoming a speaker. Maybe you're going to package that into becoming a coach. Maybe you package that into creating a nonprofit organization that supports women in business. There's so many different ways where you can package it. But once you put the packaging around it, once they put that Starbucks logo on that coffee, it made it an entirely different experience for people.
Absolutely. So what Dr. Sade is saying is building and really becoming authentic about who you are. You've heard people talk about personal branding all the time. Personal branding, being the authentic you, showing and revealing your gifts, your talents in the marketplace, being who you are truly meant to be in the world and fulfilling it honestly. So thank you for that answer. I love what you said. And I loved how you took that and also shared another question I was going to ask you, which was the last question, is how do you leverage your personal brand, your being branded and your personal brand? You just answered that. And with your background as I would say an instructional course designer, helping one to build their curriculum. Before I go to the next question, I'd like for you to expand a little bit more on that, about personal branding and building curriculums that you can monetize for your business and for yourself.
Great question. So for me, I started off in this online space as a college and career coach. I had a lot of schooling experiences. I did well in school. So that was what I talked about. Then eventually people kept saying, this is another way you get branded. People kept asking me, well, how did you build a brand? How did you build a brand? How did you build a brand? And at the time, I did not know what they were talking about. I kept saying, why are you asking me these questions? So as you are on this journey to build your personal brand, pay attention to what people are saying about you. because part of your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And they just kept telling me inside of the room that I knew something about branding. And like I said, at the time, I did not fully accept that. I thought that they were crazy. And then it transitioned into talking more about this instructional design, curriculum development, because I was getting a PhD. That was my academic experience. My background's in education. I started my business overseas in the Republic of Kazakhstan. I was living there as a teacher. I was developing curriculum, developing policy for international school in Kazakhstan. And my work experience, my educational background lended itself towards developing curriculum and courses because that's what I did in my job. So I leveraged this love of marketing and digital brand strategy, and I coupled it with online course creation, because what I realized was what I was used to doing. I realized I've been developing curriculum and programming since I was 16 years old, since I was basically the director of a arts appreciation summer camp. I designed what they were learning, and this was just natural and normal. And this is how you're going to feel. This is how you know that it's really your brand. It's you don't even think about it. It's so normal to you. You think it's a small thing. And what I began to realize through doing research and interviewing, one year I interviewed 40 entrepreneurs in a course of a month. And I was just, I wanted to know, what were the problems in their business? What's the challenge? And they had these gifts, they had these skills. The challenge that they had was that they did not know how to monetize the skills that they had. They knew they had a skill. They knew they were brilliant, but they did not know how to package that into a program, product, or service. So then I said, you need a course, you need a digital product. So then we went on this journey of teaching people, entrepreneurs, how to create digital products. And I have this model: teach what you know and get paid well for it. Because years ago, I always knew since I was 3 years old that I was going to be a teacher. When I told my mom, you have to go back home because I need to stay after school and work with the kids who didn't learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. I want to help the teacher. So I've always been a teacher. And I knew that, and this desire to be a teacher, you would always get growing up like, oh, you just want to be a teacher. You're not going to make any money. Oh, we feel bad for you. It's like, you're just signing a contract to be destitute. That's how they make it seem. And what I realized was the people who teach and who know how to leverage their expertise coupled with doing this online really have a powerful advantage. We have a beautiful opportunity to teach people who are not in our state, who are not just in our classroom, who are not just in our country. We can reach people from around the world by teaching what we know. So if you're a housewife and you want to teach people how you get organized and how you organize your family in the school lunches or the summer lunches, or if you're someone who's in fitness and you want to help women over 40 get in shape, or you want to talk about menopause. There are so many people from around the world that want to listen to your message. They just have to know how to find you. So you have to have that packageable, marketable, monetizable product, but then you also need to know how to market it. So that's where the branding and marketing piece come into digital products. We teach you how to create your product, but that's not enough.
No, it's
You
not.
need to also know how to build a brand around that product.
Yes.
And we've even expanded it even more, where it's not even just a product. Now I want you to build a speaking brand around that product. The same topic, speak about it. Now, not only do I want you to speak about it, I want you to write books and be an author around the topics that you speak about and that you create digital products around. So now we have an ecosystem of branded products, programs, and services, speakings and trainings and curriculum that you can sell to people. And you started with that one idea, that one brand, and you allowed it to expand. So Starbucks may have started out with just some types of coffee. Then they expanded into teas, and then they expanded into desserts, and then they expanded into different things and merchandise. Once you build that brand, you begin to have that Midas touch, and more people want to get to know you and they're attracted to you. So then you can begin to add on more products and services to your offerings.
I love it. Everything you just said is absolutely the truth. So did you hear what she said? With the one course that was designed, there is speaking opportunities, writing a book, that could possibly, you never know, become a bestseller. And you're constantly training people. You're constantly putting your information out there. And when you think about it, everything that you're doing with your course, the speaking, the book, trainings, it is solving the problem for someone. And understanding one more important piece is knowing your target audience. Would you agree, Dr. Sade?
Absolutely. We do not talk to everyone. And I tell people this all the time. I get this a lot. Oh, my product is going to help everybody. Everybody needs what I have. And I say, that's cute. Everybody doesn't want your soaps, your lotions, your potions, your courses, your products. They don't care. And it's okay that they don't care, but there are billions of people in the world.
Yes.
If you can find your people, you're right. Seth Godin talks about these 1,000 raving fans. If you can find your 1,000 raving fans,
that's it.
You can make millions.
Yes.
Hit the income goals that you desire.
Yes.
But it really requires you to get clear about who you uniquely want to serve. I primarily work with women entrepreneurs, and there are men that I work with, but I don't market to them. And if they like all my hot pink and all of the things that I have going on my side of the internet, they are more than welcome to become a client. But I work with who makes them, like I look at my data, who does it make the most sense for me to work with? Yes, and you have to know your numbers. So I'm always encouraging people to get clear about their target market. If you want to solve a problem for a specific market, do it unapologetically and allow people to support you with that, because they're going to be excited. Our audience is essentially selfish. They want, when and I think about it in this way. You know, my mother had arm surgery. She needed orthopedic surgery, and she needed an orthopedic doctor who knew how to do her specific arm surgery. We went to 3 different doctors. The first one didn't know how to solve the problem. We definitely did not want him doing any surgery. No. The second one knew what the problem was, but was not the right doctor. He said, there's a special doctor that deals with arm injuries. You need to meet with that doctor. And that doctor happened to be out that day, but he was coming back the next day. So when we came back the next day, we got the exact doctor. And he said, I know what the problem is. I know how to solve it. When are you ready for surgery? And when you are thinking about your body, when I'm thinking about my mother, we want a specialist that knows exactly, with certainty and a surety, that knows exactly how to solve our problem. That's exactly how our target market is.
That's it. And you said it a moment ago, specialist. It's almost like when you go to your primary care doctor and have a physical performed, and if he or she finds something wrong, they're going to refer you to a specialist to assist you. So keep that in mind as you are being branded out in the marketplace, that you have a specialty. You become known for, don't try to be a jack of all trades, but really become known for one thing, and you do it with excellence. And the other thing that Dr. Sade mentioned was 1,000 clients, okay, following you, 1,000 clients who is your target audience. Knowing who they are is so important, and you're providing quality. It's not about the quantity, but it is about quality. If you're performing at the highest level and providing the outcomes that your target audience is looking for, they will stay with you. They will rave about you. They will refer you to others. And that is what Dr. Sade was saying to you just a moment ago. Now, here is another loaded question. And this is our last one, because I think it's going to take a little bit of time on this one. What do you do when you're branded and it's not the perception that you want others to feel or think about you?
So this is an amazing question. And is, so if you have a brand perception, so I love the quote from Jeff Bezos, the CEO, former CEO of Amazon.com. And he says, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And if you don't like what the people are saying, it is up to you to change it.
Thank you.
So part of it is you may need to go on a rebrand. So there's parts of our lives. So for me, I've been in business for 9 years and I started my business in my mid-20s. And now I am going to be in my mid-30s. I am not the same person I was starting this business. I've acquired degrees. We've made over $1 million in cash in business over these years. I've traveled. I live a different life than when I was in my mid-20s trying to figure this business thing out. And let's be clear, I'm still trying to figure this business thing out, but we have more wisdom now. Let's be clear. We don't have it all together.
You're constantly evolving.
We are constantly evolving. So it is natural for you to need to rebrand. And I talked a little bit even about my own evolution. I started off as a college and career life coach. Then we went to brand strategists. Then I started leveraging digital brand strategies because I was like, I don't really do corporate branding. I do more personal branding / digital branding for social media and for digital media. Then I was like, okay, let's evolve a little bit more and niche down. Let's talk about online courses. So I still say brand strategist, and then some people just know me as a course coach. They don't even know the branding side. It's so funny because some people just met me talking about online courses. So there's going to be evolutions in your business model and evolutions in you. You are naturally going to be different. So when I started my business, and then 2 months later, I started my PhD program. So I had a name change as well. So there was a natural progression in that. So there's some natural times when it makes sense to change, when you've got to marry, you got a new degree, you've elevated some status in some type of way. Maybe you've cut your hair, you've had a weight gain or a weight loss. It may be time, especially for women, to do a rebrand. And when you do not like what the marketplace is saying about you, one of the challenges, it's a gift and a curse that I have. I am multifaceted, multi-talented. I can put on my academic hat and be a professor one day, an activist, a brand strategist. I can talk about the internet. I can have conversations with educators about the effects of culturally relevant pedagogy and education. So I can put on multiple hats, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's also a challenge because people need to be able to put you in a box. So I had a mentor of mine who's a multimillionaire say, I want to hire you, but because I don't know what to hire you for, I just don't hire you. And I said, that's a problem because we're in business to make money. If people don't know what you do or how to work with you, it will affect your income. So I need to be clearer about the support that I provide for people in the marketplace. So for me, the easiest thing to say was I help them build online courses. It was just one of the tools in my toolkit, in my arsenal, not all of them, but just one that made it easier for people to put me into a box and say, okay, if I want to create an online course, I am going to book Sade, Dr. Sade, to do it. And then once they get into your community, they realize there's more things. Oh, we host live events, we host retreats, we have other programmings, we have a mastermind, we have other things that we can support you with, but you need that hook. You need the thing that's going to get them in the door. Oh, if they don't know that, they won't buy from you.
That's right.
That part is so important. Like, you really want to make sure. So I went on a journey of just making a decision that, hey, I do something new. And then what you need to do is you need to restructure the marketplace. So you are the person who's telling the marketplace what to do. And I learned a lot of this back in the day when I was a kid. I used to work presidential, gubernatorial, and municipal campaigns. So I learned a lot of marketing from politicians. And I did this before I was eligible to vote. So when I was a teenager, this was my side job. I worked at the mayor's office. I had a government job as a teenager. And when we're trying in politics, when something happens, there's damage control, there's reputation management that needs to happen. You have to change the narrative.
Yes.
You have to change the narrative. Yes. So that's what you have to do in the marketplace as well. And I've had people come to me who want to change their narrative, but you have to. Like, the beautiful thing about the internet is that you get an opportunity. This might be a good thing or a bad thing, but we're going to leverage it for our businesses, is that what people see about you on the internet, you can control that narrative.
That's right.
It's super important that you control what people think about your business and your brand. And if they think otherwise, it is up to you as the brand builder, the face of the brand, if you decide to be the face of your brand, to navigate that experience and talk about it. And part of it is what we're also seeing in this season. People want a humanistic touch with the brand that they talk to and connect with. We lost a lot of human connection during COVID. So humanistic connection and touch is going to be important. So we're not expecting you to be perfect. If you act like you're perfect and you do something wrong, people will respond accordingly. But if you do not act like you're perfect and you act like a human being, grace will be given. So it's so important that we tap into being our unique selves, our humanistic selves, and leverage that in our brand marketing. And when it's time to evolve, be okay with the evolution.
Wow, you have said a mouthful. One thing that you can take away from this is that when you aren't being perceived the way you want to be perceived, you have the opportunity to change it. You do. And in doing that, identify that one thing that you want to become known for. Because when you become known for it, it does help you to stand out, and you can continuously build upon it. It doesn't mean this is what I do forever, because as Dr. Sade said, we evolve. That's part of being a human being, is growth. So you are evolving, and don't be afraid. But in order for you to get the success that you need, let's start with one thing, becoming known for that, and do it with such excellence that you have your target audience out there raving about you, posting about you, sharing you with everybody they know. Dr. Sade, I can't believe we've come almost to the end of our time together. This was fantastic. I can't say enough about your wisdom at your age, your knowledge, and I can say this: you are a specialist at what you're doing. You truly are. So I know there are viewers who would want to connect with you. So tell them how they can connect with Dr. Sade.
Well, thank you so much for your kind words. You can stay connected to me across social media at Hey Dr. Shade. Hey Dr. Shade. It's spelled like shade, do.com, or shadeydo.com. And then you can also connect with me at workwithshade.com. So we would love to connect with you. Please let me know you connected with me and found me here in this community. And we can't wait to support you if you're looking to elevate your personal brand and create an online course and digital product. We would love to support you.
Absolutely. You've heard it here, ladies, and I'm sure some gentlemen, but this is your time, ladies. There is no excuses anymore for you to play small and not create the income, the influence, and the impact that you want to share in this world. So live the life that you imagine. As always, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to the next episode. Be blessed. Goodbye.